Right. Hey. お願いします。よいしょ。Down. And side to side. Hey, you have the shoulder. Circles one way. Circles the other way. Hey, your arms. And back. Hey, front. Sides. Sides select. And tight. Beautiful. Tenchi. Yoko. Hey. Ki. Ko. Ki. Ko. San. Ki. Ko. Hey. Oh. So forward. Down. So, hey, Eunice. Circles. Wait. Circles the other way. So, down. You open your toes. Hey, you. Ko. Ki. Ko. San. Ki. Ko. Hey, scoops. Whoosh. Open your legs. Side. And a big blow up. Inch. Lower one side. Inch. Hands in front. Inch. In front. Change. Hands in front. And knees down. Sitting. So, inside, in front, hands down, knee down, sitting. So, side to side. Open your legs, elbows down, going forward, and back stretch. Forward again. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. Hips up. Hips down. And back. Hey, one side. The other side. One side. The other side. One side. Change. Side, side. Hey, Carl. Hey, the other side. Oh, oh, ish. Oh, oh. Ish. And bring in, out. You go. Thank you. Go. Hey. Sorry. Hey. She don't get it. Hey, off your knees. One. Remember, this exercise, you can use it for several things. One of them is basic, basic warming up your body in the form of Ushido Ukemi. Second one, if you overshoot your leg a little bit and push yourself forward, start working on, moving your hip flexors and just checking their condition, just pushing forward your hips. If you bring your leg closer to you, okay, and you pass your knee from your toes, it just helps you to check the ankle mobility of your foot, which is also a good thing every now and again to check. And last one, it helps you to remember the use of the upper body to assist the lower body. Okay, so that can be assisting the lower body like mechanically, as in I use my arms down, I use them on the other side, I get up, if that's what you need, or it can be as part of the movement when you come back, pull, and pull, you push out, open your arm, change, and pull. Okay, so those three things, hip flexor mobility, ankle mobility, and cooperation of upper and lower body are little things that are hidden in the way of this exercise being done, which are important ways of maintaining your body. So pay attention to any of those things or not, just enjoy the movement and warming up, or pay attention to your hip flexor by shooting your leg a little bit forward, your ankle mobility by shooting it a little bit closer, and your upper body, lower body coordination by using your hands. Choose one of them, okay, and just try the next few Ushido Ukemis, okay? Hey. And standing. All right, so one thing that we practiced with Mano Sensei during the seminar while he was here was different forms of Tenchi Nage. So Tenchi Nage is a very good exercise, it's very versatile. Practice several things, especially at the level of footwork, as well as still being part of your basic technique. So first of all, the hand position, okay? So remember, we're practicing Ryo te kubidori, which is your two hands coming out, Ryo te kubidori. Now, because there is a Ryo te kubidori presentation, that means the hand, the foot position can be either foot because both hands are equally presented. Some schools sometimes present a little bit one forward more than the other, and that kind of influences, I guess, their hand. Not in the case that when we practice, both hands come out equally presented, which means it's equally valid to have right foot in front or left foot in front, remembering that we usually, on our grips exercises, we usually present same hand, same foot. So if you have your right hand, your right foot in front, if you have your left hand, your left foot in front, this homolateral way of using the body as opposed to a cross-lateral way of using the body. So most exercises are an homolateral way of using the body. So when you have one hand, that harmony between foot or leg and hand has to be maintained. But when you use both hands, then that harmony with foot is flexible. That means that when your partner grabs, your partner can also be standing with you on yakuhanmi, as in, let's say, same like in a mirror, if you saw the other foot right in front of me, or aihanmi, which is this, if your partner has the opposite leg or the opposite side in front. So again, that brings good moments of study for Ryo te kubidori because the presentation can be in aihanmi or in yakuhanmi, depending what the grab. But the basic stance is an aihanmi stance. So for example, if I have my right foot in front, my partner has the right foot in front. Okay. Now for Tenchi Nage, I will mostly try to attack the back okay, the back of my partner, okay, the front foot. So if I'm going to move into Tenchi Nage, I will be moving into this direction, for example, as opposed to moving into this direction. So my first actions will always be to attack the front foot, just knowing that the kusushi or the unbalance, I can touch this point here without too much problem, without unbalancing myself, but I cannot do the same thing on that position without losing some of my balance. So, front balance, no problem. So there's no kusushi there, but back balance, it's difficult. So regardless of how you stand, try to always attack, the front foot in order to go behind your partner and create kusushi on that. Okay, so we're going to, in order to do that, we're going to imagine my partner in right hand me and me stepping behind. Okay, so I'm going to step behind, one, and then stepping in. The most basic form of Tenchi Nage. Okay, I am going to look forward. Okay, stepping behind and stepping behind. Okay, so I'm going to do it in this way. Okay, so stepping behind my partner and behind my partner. Okay, next side. Behind, one and two. Now, also an interesting thing with in almost every form of entry or more form of entries is that you have two, like you create like a little triangle. You have your partner right in front of you, so you cannot walk straight to your partner because your partner is there. So you move off the line, but then with the intention of coming back to the line, okay? As opposed to going off the line, and let's say off the line again. So the basic movement will be off the line. Your partner is in front of you here, so you cannot walk straight into them. Okay, so you're going to move off the line, you let your partner pass, and then try to recover some of the line. Okay, so when you practice this Tenchi Nage, it looks something like off the line and then back to the line. Okay, so you look like off the line and then back to the line. Okay. Off the line and then back to the line. Time. Off the line and then back to the line. All right, so that's the basic idea, okay, of the motion of that entry kind of sensation. Now your hands, okay, so the Ude Sabaki form, so it's always very important to keep hands in front of us, okay, hand in front, especially at the beginning of the movement, hand in front, hand in front. A common mistake that we do is if we open and the hand goes behind us and then we have to kind of drag it back in. That's very difficult for the shoulder. So hand will be in front, hand will be in front. Especially lower hand has to keep leading in front, upper hand leading in front, and then entering. Now, here's where something interesting happened with Sensei, if you see some of his videos. When he projects, because he's using his hip, he opens his other hand. He doesn't necessarily leave his hand there. So it's not like he goes one, two here. Okay, it's more like he goes one and boom, two, and it fully opens at the end of the projection. So begin with your hands in front of you. Pay attention to the lower hand as much to the upper hand, especially for Tenchi Nage. And then close and use your hip, use your body at the end of the day. Okay, so open in front of you. Keep equal attention of your lower hand and upper hands. Boom, and end. Open in front of you. Full attention. Remember, with the arms, the two most common mistakes that we make with Tenchi Nage. Number one is we leave them behind. So we already said they are not behind, they are in front. And number two is that we stop leading. We stop paying attention, especially to the lower hand. Our lower hand, lead. Okay? So the kuzushi, your partner must feel kuzushi of the lower hand. Okay? If my lower hand goes here and stops, then I feel no kuzushi, and then my partner is going to try to do everything with the upper hand, and it may or may not succeed. But if the lower hand keeps leading, okay, then my partner should feel the kuzushi created by the lower hand, and then helps in the motion of the technique. So down and again. Side down, and again. Side, down, and go. One, and two. Side, one, and two. Okay. So, uh, so keep your hand in front. Okay, keep your hands in front. Keep extending. Okay, keep extending lower hand, upper hand. And when you close, you will open your hip, which means both hands travel. A little bit imagine you were kind of rowing. Action on me, like a bit of a rowing action. Okay. So now if my partner is working with me in I hand position, which means my left foot is in front, her left foot is in front, I move behind with a step. But if my partner is working with me in Yaku hand position, my left foot is in front, her right foot is in front, so we're on the same side kind of thing. Then in order for me to keep attacking her back, I'm going to move with a slap. Okay, so this is where Tenchi Nage is flexible because depending the presentation of the foot, you may attack with a slide or with a step, or you may attack with a slide. Okay, you may attack with a step, or you may attack with a slide. Okay, just knowing that the foot that moves forward is the hand that leads down. Okay, so if you attack with a step, the step hand leads down. If you attack with a slide, the slide hand leads down. Okay, step, slide, step, slide, step, slide. Change to the side. Step, slide, step, slide, step, slide, step, slide. Okay, so now that is our basic exercise of entry. Okay, our basic uniform. We practice at least another two other exercises, Soto Tenkan and Tenchi. Okay, so for Soto Tenkan, okay, again, let's imagine that we're starting in I hand me, so left foot in front, imagine your partner has a foot in front. First of all, stepping in and turning. Okay, so you're on the other side. Right foot in front, your partner has right foot in front, stepping in and turning. Your most basic kind of exercise of stepping and turn. Step, turn, step, turn. Stepping, turning, stepping, turn. Okay? So that's your footwork. And now what's going to happen is both hands out, step, turn, open, and end. Okay? Step, turn, open, and end. Okay? Step, turn, slide down, and end. Okay? Step, turn, slide down, and end. Okay? If I do it this way, you can see, okay? Step, turn, sliding out, and okay? Side, step, turn, sliding out, and okay, so let's practice a little bit of that. As attacking with an initial movement being a stepping movement. Okay, step, turn, slide, step, turn, slide, and step, turn, slide, and step, turn, slide, and okay, so again, that's assuming that our first motion of attack is a step, Why do we assume that? Because we are practicing right hand me. I'm attacking the back of my partner, okay, which is her foot that is in front. So I'm attacking her back, her front foot, back. Now, if we are practicing with a Yaku hand me, and we still want to do Soto Tenkan, obviously then instead of starting with a step, you might already know, we start with a slide, okay? When the hand me here, slide and turn, slide and slide and turn, slide, slide and turn, slide and slide, turn, slide. Okay, so in this case, because the same thing, we're trying to attack the back of my partner. If my partner is in Yaku Hanmi, okay, so in a mirror image, same foot here, I will slide behind her, turn around, slide out of the line, step back in there. Slide behind her, turn around her, slide outside of the line, step back in there. Okay, so we have those two basic ways of performing Soto Tenkan, depending on which side you're always trying to attack the back of your partner, and obviously that's going to be dependent on which foot your partner has. So if your partner has this foot in front, then that's their back. If your partner has this foot in front, then that's their back. Okay, and then depending on your stance, is if you will have to step or slide based on that. But let's just do those two movements, the beginning of those two movements. Okay, so step, turn, slide, and over. Step, turn, slide. Step, turn, slide. Step, turn, slide. Now, slide, turn, slide. Slide, turn, slide. Slide, turn, slide. Slide, turn, slide. Okay, so especially with the second one, with the sliding, turning, sometimes the partner is coming so fast, that I don't even have to sliding forward too much. It's just more about boom, turning, just your basic sensation of turning, changing direction. Okay, remember, Soto Tenkan does not necessarily create kusushi. Okay, so that's why it's very important to practice the other things that Mono Sensei teaches us, like Yoko Kuriashi, for example. Yoko Kuriashi creates kusushi. Soto Tenkan doesn't change kusushi. Soto Tenkan only changes direction. Now, when I say only, I don't want to be dismissive. Changing direction is fundamental. Okay, but Soto Tenkan, the change of direction does not create kusushi. That's a different quality of movement. Okay, so when you enter here and slide and turn, basically your partner also possibly just did this. Your partner just came here, slide and turn. So your partner is not out of balance. Your partner just simply changed direction. Okay, so that's why the exercise with that is turn and down. That's what creates kusushi. Okay, slide, turn, down. That's what creates kusushi. Slide, turn, down. So please remember that turning motions do not break balance. Turning motions only change directions. Okay, you need some other motions in order to create the kusushi or breaking of balance of your partner. Okay, so there's a little bit of a recap of these two basics. So basic number one, stepping in and stepping back in. Basic number two, sliding in and stepping back in. Why? Because you try to attack the back of your partner, depending which foot is in front. Okay, for Soto Tenkan, basic number one, stepping in, turn, slide out, back in. Basic number two, slide, turn, slide, and stepping back. Again, stepping or sliding at the beginning, depending which foot you are trying to attack. Last one, okay, is going to be stepping back and absorbing tension. Stepping back and absorb tension. Step back and absorb tension. step back, absorb. So now with tension, okay, a couple of important things. It's not just simply stepping back on the line. Number one, is stepping back somehow off the line. How big is the movement of the line? That's completely up to you. Remember, the degree of the movement doesn't change the nature of the movement. Okay, the degree may be little, that's a little degree motion, or it's a really big degree motion, but as long as I'm absorbing, okay, it still has a sensation of tension. So, number one, it's not just on the line, it has to be off the line on a certain degree. Little degree, big degree, but off the line. Number one. Number two, it's not just simply a step back. Okay? So it's not just simply a Ushiro Ayumi action. It's not just simply step back. Okay? It's I'm stepping back and absorb. Okay? Stepping back and absorb. I'm not going to say it's very clear on how he uses his hips for this. Step back and absorb. Okay? Step back, absorb. Step back, absorb. Step back, absorb. Okay? So those are the basic parameters of tension, of suppressing, okay, absorbing the motion. Stepping back, off the line, absorbing. Now, if we're going to do that with Tenchi Nage, giro de kubidori, step back, absorb, enter, and project. Okay? Step back, absorb. Okay, slide forward and project. So your partner in this exercise should be feeling as if she's not only following your step back, but is following your absorption. Okay? And in that moment of the absorption, by the time she's feeling the absorption, you're already coming back into her space for the tension now. Okay? So stepping back, absorb, enter, and stepping back, absorb, slide, stepping back, absorb, enter, step back, absorb, enter. Other side, step back, absorb, slide, get back, absorb, off, cut. All right. So that's going to be the feeling of tension. So we have three basic movements for us to study. The feeling of irimi, stepping one, and stepping two. The feeling of sotodengan, stepping one, turning, exiting, in, and the feeling of tenshin, absorb, slide in, and step in. Okay, so those three feelings, entering, turning, and absorbing, are three fundamental feelings or possibilities of movement within our techniques. They happen in pretty much all techniques. We could perform exercises with these characteristics, but Tenchi Nage is very novel in the sense that it lends itself very well to not only, stepping in, but also to the basic idea of when is a step, when is a slide. Okay? Now, just the final word of warning is in the beginning, we have to pay a lot of attention of which foot is in front, this foot, that foot, we kind of look at the feet a lot. And then depending on that, we make a quick calculation in our mind, and then we decide what to do. Slowly, the more our body is familiar with these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 ways of movements, then the body doesn't have to look at the feet. Okay, the body will automatically invite the person and almost automatically always attack their back. Now, sometimes that attack on the back requires a step. Sometimes that attack on the back requires a slide. But the important thing is to, attack their back. Okay, so and that eventually with practice and with being comfortable with this set of movements, then that can come a bit more natural. So, final recap again. So, stepping in, one, sliding in, and sliding in, two, stepping, turning, slide, step, three, slide, turning, slide, step, 4, and up, short, slide, 5. Okay? 5 basic movements for us to keep practicing and training and embodying, and hopefully progressively, they will make a difference in our training. All right? Let's finish up. Great. Hey. Arigato gozaimashita. Thank you very much.